it's working. Anyway, it's lovely to see you all. Cheers. Joining me for the very first one is my good pal Andy McGibbon from Lurgan in Northern Ireland. You probably all know who he is. Andy's in a band called the Blues'n'2s, and we've done a few shows together. Our paths have crossed many times, but not so much recently. Anyway, we're going to just have a chat with each other, and we're going to swap some songs. Maybe Andy will play a song, I'll play a song, we'll chat a bit more, we'll have a drink, and we'll try and keep an eye on comments. Oh, Margaret McDonald's watching, and I think I saw Barry Cregan over there in Texas watching as well. I'm not going to be able to stop and acknowledge everybody, but thanks, Andres. Andres is next week's guest. He's joined us in the comments, and Bill Keane. So I'm now going to bring on, I hope, Mr. Andy McGibbon. How's it going, man?
Hello, it's Dave Arcari.
It's Andy McGibbon. Hey.
How you going? How you doing?
Good, thanks, man. Good. It's good to see you on here, and what have
too.
you. It's been a while, man. What's been happening?
Yeah. I think the last time I saw you was in Belfast, wasn't it? I think you played a show in the Black Box.
Yep. Now it's funny because every time I think of you, I think of that day, because you guys had been playing in Glasgow, hadn't you, at the Halt Bar one night? That must be about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I think you came up to the house after the gig. I think it was last.
You did.
I don't really remember.
You came. We were playing a show. It was the first time I met you, and I think I'd sent you a message or something saying that we were playing, and your apartment at the time was just around the corner, I believe, not too far.
Yeah.
And you came to the gig. I was so over the moon that you were there. We were just starting out, and you were obviously you were a name, whereas we were just sort of just getting off the ground. And but you came to see us, and we chatted, and you said, "Oh, call up any time." And you went home, and then we ran out of drink. So when all the bars were closed at about 2 a.m., we went and knocked your door, and you brought us in. and we drank all the booze that was in your house, and then we left.
Well, I think the next time, or the last time actually we saw you in the flesh, was we were both playing at Black Box in Belfast.
Yes.
Out to Lunch Festival.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Now it must have been a while back, because I played it again a couple of years ago. Well, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. But the thing I remember most, I just remember getting absolutely fucking smashed, and I remember it being a great day. But the thing that I remember most was that you broke a string, and I came to try and help you, and I took the guitar away, and I couldn't get the fucking broken string off. It was like somebody had tied it on with reef knots, and it was Arcari proof.
Yeah, it's this guitar. Actually, was it this one? This white
it was
thing.
A black one, I think.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah. That I don't have that. I don't have that one. I don't have that one anymore. But yeah, that's right.
They're probably still tied to it.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic!
Actually, that guitar, I bought that guitar on the local Gumtree thing.
Right.
Yeah, the local buy and sell. It was years ago, and I got it. It was cheap, 50 quid, something like that. I just wanted something, I can knock about, and that was one of them. And I bought it, and I gigged it for years. I played it out for years. I recorded with it for years, and then we played a gig. I think it was an album launch show in one of the bigger venues here in Belfast, and this guy comes up to me after the show, and he says, "Great gig. Can I talk to you about that guitar?" And I thought, you know how you get that after gigs, people will come up and talk to you about your guitar. I like your guitar. What is your guitar, etc., etc. He said, "That's my guitar, and I want it back."
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was sort of right. Okay. I don't know what you mean. And he said, but basically, he claimed that the guitar had been stolen from him, and it was his grandfather had bought him the guitar,
Yeah, yeah.
and then his grandfather died, so it was like a family heirloom, right? And I says, there's no way you can know that this is your guitar. And he said, I can. And he identified a unique mark on the back of the guitar and explained how it got there. And so it was his guitar. So I says, well, listen, I'm not going to stand here and just give you this guitar on the side of a road at 2:00 in the morning outside of a gig. I said, there's my phone number. Phone me up tomorrow. So he phoned me up, and I went back through my emails, and I got the original email chain from the guy that I bought the guitar off, right? And in it was the guy's name, his number, and his address, and everything, right? So I says to him, I says, listen, I'll tell you what, I says, this is the guy who I bought the guitar from, to show you that I did buy the guitar. I didn't steal anything. I've never stolen a guitar in my life. And he says, I says, so you go to him. I says, I can't remember what it was. It was like 100 quid or 50 quid or something like that. I says, I tell you, you can go and sort it out with him if you're claiming that this guitar was stolen. I said, but I bought it in innocence. I said, but if this is what you say it is, your grandfather bought you this and your grandfather's now dead, and now you're missing your family heirloom, I want you to have it back. So I says, if you just give me back my 100 quid that I paid for it, or 50 quid or whatever it was, you can have the guitar. And I never heard from him again. He never could. I never heard from the guy. I carried on playing the guitar for another 2 or 3 years. And every time I played a gig in Belfast, I was expecting him to show up, trying to fight me for the guitar.
Oh man. Well, listen, I tell you what. Talking of, I noticed Karen Peterman's watching, Perry Osborne, Joyce Lyle's been in there. I'm trying to sort of keep an eye on what's going on, and Brian Rogan.
Yeah.
Talking of guitars. Yep, for giving us
Yeah.
a wee tune. I'm dying to hear something, man.
Yeah.
Hello, Tom Wallace.
You want me to go first?
You go first, man.
Okay.
I've still got to get the strings on my guitar.
This is a song from my recorded solo album. So this is a song from that. It's called Billy's Lament. Kelly Liam. It is in English. So this is sort of about my grandfather. He lives he lived in the shows of Loch Ness, which is just in the corner from where I live. But he lived there from so Billy's Lament. Search my pockets unknown, you find me there. Find the money to buy the boys a drink. Going for the barman and a coin for the bride. Going for the boatman to take me to the other side. Going for the widow who's got no money for heat. Going for the working man who's there on his feet. Search my pockets unknown, you find me there. Find the money to buy the boys a drink. I've lived my life on these shores. Rode the waters, I pulled the nets in storms. Going for the barman, going for the bride, going for the boatman to take me to the other side. Going for the widow, she's got no money for heat. Going for the waitress, she's dead on her feet. I dug these fields, I made walls from the stone to protect the soil from the wind to grow our own. I took an eel, I took a fish, I took an egg. Never took all I could, left some for another day.
Hey, nice one, man. I'm not quite sure. I was going to try and catch your attention at the beginning, and I tried to come in. The sound was a bit strange at first. It seemed to settle down a bit, but it was
okay.
a bit kind of wavery. But it's actually fine now that I'm hearing you on here, which is kind of weird. And also, Margaret has been away at a neighbour's house watching, and she came bursting in the door a second ago to say, "The sound's too quiet. This is my..." So hopefully everybody can hear everything. Hello, Ian Zirins. Hopefully everybody can kind of hear everything a bit better now. But
you're fine.
I don't quite. Hello, Carol Cunningham, and thanks, Dorothy Mullen. Folks watching, I'm trying to also monitor this on my Facebook page. If anyone's got any suggestions on how we can improve the sound of Andy or myself or both of us, maybe we're just both destined to be fucked up. Maybe.
Yeah.
So talking about sound, are you still working with a live natural sound?
Yeah. Well, the last album we put out with them was 2018, and it was Dirty Photographs, that was called. So that's 2 records, and then they put out a little compilation of our back catalogue as well. So yeah, cool. As far as we know, they haven't told us that we're not working with them. So as far as we know, everything's good. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant! Because I know there's some Left Lane Cruiser fans watching, and Karen Peterman, I think, is watching, who I'm sure you'll know.
Yeah.
So it's I think maybe the sound is stabilized out now. I'm getting a few messages up saying it sounded better at the end. So we're just going to bash on, really, because one of the things, as I said to you, when we were doing this, setting it up, was that there was no fancy ass production in, but it was just going to be a bit of crack.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Cheers.
You too, brother.
Do you get vitamin T in Belfast?
Oh yeah. Well, I drink Smithwick's over here. I have a bit of a hangover today, so I was on one all weekend, and
right.
So I'm taking it easy tonight.
Well, I've been saying I'm going to take it easy tonight for the last 4 months.
I know. Fucking
alcoholic central here, jeez. I've got no money, so I can't. But luckily, Smokehead are on my side.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to play a song now.
Good. Can't wait.
I actually thought earlier on, what am I going to play? And then I've forgotten. Right, let's see what happens here. This is a song called, well, it's obviously a fucking song, isn't it? It's called See Me Laughing. If I can remember it. It's ages since I played this song. It goes a bit like this. You might see me laughing in the devil's face. You might see me laughing in the devil's face. won't see me crying, crying like it's a shame. You won't see me crying, crying like it's a shame. Dancing on your grave, I don't even know your name. Oh yeah. Hard to keep on trying when the others let you down. Oh, yeah. Hard to keep on trying when the others let you down. Keep your head up high and your feet flat on the ground. Oh yeah. Or I pass my judgment, I'll go walking in your shoes. Or I pass my judgment, I'll go walking in your shoes. I can understand just what and why you do. So I can understand just what and why you do. Oh yeah. Let's get Mr. Andy back on the screen. Oh wow. Haha, nice one, man. Shake that tambourine.
I was playing along.
I don't know about you, but it's kind of it's weird playing that song. I normally have piles of overdrive and distortion on it. It's quite strange playing it quietly.
Yeah.
Sitting down.
It's weird too. I find it with this whole lockdown thing, because obviously we don't get to do the thing that we've sort of trained ourselves to do, and we're having to just to do something else. But because we're creatures that create things, and we got creative souls, we kind of have to, I guess what this very thing is about that you're doing now, we kind of, I think we have to take it as, sort of treat it as an opportunity to almost sort of do something else that's different. Maybe you can get something else out of that going forward, Obviously, we want to go back to what we were doing before, but we might come out of this with something extra,
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, one of the things I was racking my brains that I'd done 3 or 4 full length, what would you say, concert length, gig length live streams.
Yeah.
And it's nice doing them, but it's not like we're going from town to town or country to country. It's potentially, it's not always all the same people, but it's potentially the same folks. So you can't really do it to death.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've done 4, 5, something like that over the past, and they've been great. And I've been very, I'm very grateful to the people for tuning in and throwing us a few pound whenever they can, because I can assure you, it's seen me through this. If it wasn't for those live streams and all those guys that you're talking about tuning in and PayPal and a $5 or whatever it is, I don't know where I would be. They genuinely have saved my ass, and I'll be forever grateful for it.
Yeah, it's absolutely the same at this end. It's been we've been kind of blown away by people seem really thankfully keen to help support musicians, which is great. I mean, I'm trying to do this. We'll do this the series, which I've got 5 or 6 of. We've got Andres from Estonia coming, I think maybe next week, and Charlie Parr's going to be coming on doing one. We've got a few people lined up over the next few weeks, and then I'm planning on doing one with food, cooking and music, or food and music. I don't know what the fuck I'll call it. That's sure.
That's a great idea.
It's going to be, oh fuck, I burnt the soup again.
That's a great idea. Lovely. You must do some of your briskets and your barbecue things and smoker things and all that. You do all that stuff.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Yeah.
What's your favourite? See, when you're on the road, what's your favourite stuff to eat? What do you like finding?
Yeah. I love. I get a bit. I love it whenever people cook for us. I like that because you always get something a little bit different. So, you know, like when we were in Burgundy and someone made us beef bourguignon at their home, you know, and that was kind of cool because that was the authentic, you know, it was their grandmother's recipe and things like that. So I don't really mind. I'm not very fussy. I'll eat anything. It's just trying to stay healthy. I like to eat fruit when I'm on the road. But sometimes, especially in England, it can be difficult, you know, because we just go from petrol station to petrol station, and
Fucking
you can't really, yeah. And it's a Ginster's pasty and a cup of coffee. What I really want is a bag of oranges, and I can't get them.
Well, I mean, that's what we find is you're eating all the wrong things, at all the wrong times, and
Yeah.
you know, even when you're either fed at a venue or the promoter gives you a buyout or you're sent out or there's something provided, whatever it might be, often it's like either right before the gig or it's just, and it's like here when you start playing.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Like if we're on stage at, I don't know, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever. I mean, I have to have my food by 7 o'clock. There's no point. I'll not go for a meal at 8:30. I can't do it. I'll throw up on stage.
Yeah, you and me both, man. Yeah. So what else have you been busy with during the lockdown? What have you been writing or reorganizing gigs and reorganizing them? Or?
Yeah, all that. Organized. We've organized the same tour 3 times now. And yeah. No shit. Chris's heart's broke. So and then, of course, Chris. I don't know if anybody knows, but Chris and Shelley, Chris's wife, Shelley. So she just gave birth on Saturday.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. So they've been
Congratulations,
busy with that.
Chris.
Yep. And so that's going to be. So for the next couple of months, you know, we wouldn't have done anything anyway because Chris would have sort of booked in that for a month or two either side of the birth, he wasn't going to be available, which is perfectly fine and understandable. But I've been writing away. I finished the solo album. I recorded my solo album here in my studio at home. It's going to be released later on this year. Again, it's going to go out on a little Norwegian label and a UK label. It's just a limited release. It was just a project for me to get my teeth into this past. I've taken about 2 years to do it actually, but I did everything from the ground up. So I even built the studio, learned how to play drums, learned how to play the piano, and you know all well badly, but you know, so and I wanted So I finally got it finished, and it's going to come out later on this year. But then talking with the label, they don't know what they're going to do with it. They don't know when or what the thing is. So we'll see. It's okay. It's all good.
But you know, it sounds awesome. But you know, sometimes the most important thing is even the what, how, where, and when. It's the fact that you're doing it. That's the real.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know about you, but it sounds like we're both in the same boat in that if you're kind of fairly DIY.
Yeah,
learn how to do things and fairly independent. You know, just because the world round about has kind of come to a grinding halt, at least if you can be a little bit self-sufficient, you know, you can keep doing stuff. You're saying it took you 2 years to do this album. It takes me 2 years to write a new fucking song. You know? Oh man.
Yeah. I tell you the thing that I wanted to do with this, the reason that I did this was because we've been on the road quite a bit in right from 2016 right through 2018, 2017, 2018 especially. A couple of big tours really knocked the wind out of me. They were very intense, and I came back off them, and I wasn't really feeling great about the band and about touring life. The usual shit. You'll go and do it, but you know, if you're not coming back with money, it's I know it's terrible, but you're working to talk about that. You want to be able to do it just for the art, but at the end of the day, you got bills to pay, and we were doing these
absolutely.
we get these big, massive fucking tours, man. We were going away into Eastern, like you, just the same side, big, massive things away into Eastern Europe, and we're away for weeks at a time, and the expenses for the tour was so much that by the time we got home, there was fuck all there. There was no money, and or very little. So then I was going, listen, I don't know if I really want to do this much more. But then I thought about it, and then I went, no, I do want to do it, but I'm going to have to get my head into a new space. So I have to give myself a new challenge. So that was why I recorded the album. And I wanted to write from a different place. So I would like make a drum beat and then try and write around that, or make a little thing on the piano and try and, rather than just sitting down with a guitar and a piece of paper and a pen, like I've always done. So it was trying to come from a different angle, just to challenge me to try and...
Yeah, and that change is sometimes just, it's like sometimes I'll pick up the banjo instead of the guitar, and whereas I've been bereft of ideas for months, then just because I've done something different, it kind of, it's refreshing,
And it's weird too, isn't it? Really weird, Dave. Do you find this? Can I ask you a question? Do you find that sometimes just using a different guitar, like somebody else's guitar, like if someone lends you a guitar, or if you buy a new guitar, like I bought this acoustic, this is a little Japanese thing. I bought it just a few weeks ago, and I'm writing songs on that I wouldn't have written on my other guitars. It's really weird. It's just a different.
I don't know why that is, but you're absolutely right. I've got this little. I got Margaret and the grandkids got me this for my 50th birthday. It's a tiny little sort of parlor-sized thing, and I've got really heavy strings on it. I'm surprised it's not imploded. But if I take that, I can take that out with me down to the beach at the Lochside, or whatever. And it is, although it's the tuning that I always use, it's a fucking guitar. There's nothing weird about it. But exactly as you say, there's just something different. Pulls something out. I don't know. Sounds a bit fucking arty-farty, but
it's true. It happens a lot, and that's exactly what I was going for. Although it wasn't with guitars, but it was with, a drum kit or a piano. You would just start to write, and you would just write differently. You would do something different, and that sort of gets the creative gear going. If it's ground to a halt, it gives it a wee turn.
Yeah. Okay, man. I think you can give us another tune now. That'd be awesome, because I'm going to nip to the bog while you play a tune. But I'll still be listening, because I've got the house is tiny and I can still hear you.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Back to Andy McGibbon live.
Hey everybody, this is a new song I've wrote called Starlings, and I was inspired from when I was drunk on the west coast of Ireland in Westport, but this may be a complete figment of my imagination, but because I was drunk at the time, from Starlings. Hope you enjoy it. We walk home, your songs still whispering in this bell. White love, like mountain with its own story to tell, serenaded by 1,000 starlings they sing with. Soon they'll shine. When the morning sun tells them it's gonna keep. Let's carve our names into the tree down, put a spell on me. Only the starlings will still know what they did. We can call it a memorial to everyone. you walk home. Oh, starlings they fly among the blue. The glitter in the days first light, and they sing songs flow from each other on the way, and they roll murmuration. Let's carve the names into the tree now, put a spell on me. Only the starlings will see us, know what we did. We can carve a memorial to everyone. Oh, oh. Let's carve a name into a tree now, put a spell on me. Only the starlings will see us to know what we did. The Babylons into the ground to our heart, and the masters and bishops they claim no fault. We'll plant the seed in the engine of empire and watch us lead. Joking to death, and we welcome the winter to calamity for us and the seeds that we planted. Race to the sun. Thank you for letting me kiss you. Thank you for lifting me to the sky. We rise together as the starling beats the both wings. And we'll go love and kiss for everyone.
Awesome. Nice one, man.
Thank you.
I brought myself back on screen there just at the very end because, as spotted in some of the comments, people were saying that it sounds better when the screen's split. So I've no idea why that might be. Fucking technology.
Who knows?
Oh, it's crazy. So what have you got? I mean, I guess I was going to say what's happening after the virus, but the problem is none of us fucking know how long. Makes planning really difficult.
That's it. And you know yourself, I mean, you know, all us musicians, our tours are booked 3, 5, 6, 8 months in advance. We can book nothing. We had, I think I was telling you the other day that we had something in for France for September. It's been cancelled. I knew it would get cancelled though. I fucking suspected that it was still in the book. And Chris was dealing with it, and I said, "Can we get on? Can you check that this is still happening?" And he said, "Yeah, apparently it's still happening." And we were in the process of maybe thinking about booking flights and shit, and no, we'll just hold off. Sure, it got cancelled, and we're talking to a guy who's looking to book us for a thing in London in August. Again, I don't know, or August or September, yeah, and apparently it's going ahead, it's on, but how do you know?
Well, I've got 5 or 6 shows still booked in the USA at the end of August.
Oh, and really?
I'm kind of holding back every week since the fucking lockdown started. I've been like, I should really get in touch. And then there's
where are they?
That's going, all Midwest shows, Minneapolis, Chicago, Grand Rapids. So I'm basically, I think in my heart of hearts now, though, I know I need to get in touch with them over the next day or two, because I booked the shows and then lockdown came And even if everything was to change tomorrow, although they're good shows, I mean, there's some of these are venues that we've been working on building up to for like 7 years. So I don't want to have to let them go. But by the same token, there's no time to book any more gigs round about them to make the trip viable. So I'm going to have to bite the bullet and just get in touch with them.
What do you know what the law is, Dave? I mean, I know my brother lives in San Francisco, and he's emigrating back. He's coming back to Ireland. He's got a wife and 2 kids, and they're moving back to Ireland end of August. And he's now worried because the EU have stopped flights from the US coming in to the EU. And obviously the UK is still a part of the EU. So, but I know that but flights are still landing in Heathrow. And so I don't even know what the fucking law is.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to like fly into Amsterdam or Schiphol or something and then on to the UK from there. Or drive from there, I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird, but sure, we'll figure it out. We'll get there.
Yeah. I'm going to give you another song just to piss everybody off. Hello, Drew Littlejohn. How's it going? It's kind of strange trying to fly all this. Yeah, it's funny. Your sound, Andy, was it was a bit gurgly to start with, then it all evened out, and then it was fine, and then it kind of didn't disappear. And I don't know if it's just the internet googlies, but
probably made me sound better. Made me sound better.
Right, here we go. I'm going to give you something that we'll see in a minute or two, man. Well, hopefully the sound isn't desperately bad. I'm going to play another song, as I said, and I can't remember what I thought I was going to play. So this one is I did if you saw the live stream concert last Monday, would run a vote on the top songs that I was to play. I would give you a list of about 40 or 50, and I played 16 of them, I think. This one was high up in that, so I just thought I'd play it now. It's called Got Me Electric. Go tell my ride, she don't want to know about a crazy notion, gonna make things grow. Something's gonna change, it's gonna go. Get myself electric, see what I can do. Not like nothing new, been around a while. When I hear it, baby, I can't help but smile. So my mind, see what we can do. Oh yeah. Get myself electric, give myself a try. Everybody's doing it, it's the way to go. Time to do it different, try it way down low. Pull back my wire, forget when before. Get myself electric, give myself a trial. Oh yeah. Time keeps rolling, and it's getting near. Other ways to go, line is getting clear. Can't take my way, the stuff is running dry. Red trains to get me another beer. Red trains to get me another beer. up me electric. Oh, and you have Andy back with the tambourine. Nice one, man.
I was playing along with the egg.
Fucking push now.
I was egg shaking it for that one. It was class. Really good.
Well, I don't know if I ever told you, a long time ago in the early 90s, I used to run a recording studio in Fife, all tape based and all the old school kind of shit. But anyway, I always remember people in for sessions and stuff, and they'd always bring percussion with them. And I'd be through in the control room and there'd be an egg, and I would pick it up and try and shake it. I was never allowed to even touch it because my timing is so fucking bad. I had no idea. I was like, it was awful. I need percussion license.
Very good, very good.
So we've got a couple of minutes left, and it's been fucking awesome for you joining me and also taking a risk and being the first man on. Or the first
no problem.
On.
No problem. Listen, if it's all shit, I'm going to blame you anyway.
So you have to say a big hi to Chris and all the crew.
Yeah.
Did you ever get into? I've not been to Sandino's in Derry for a long, long time. Is that all still happening?
Oh yeah, it's a great place.
Not pre-lockdown.
Yeah, we play up there. They do a thing we would probably play up there maybe twice a year anyway, but we would do a thing they have a thing called a Long Good Friday. So every Good Friday, they basically just get bands in from the pub opens to 2 in the morning, and food, and it's sort of like customer appreciation, sort of a day, and everyone just takes a day off work and gets really, really fucked up. But the Bonnevilles are like their sort of we've got an ongoing booking. So every Good Friday we play Sandino's, and we had to cancel it this year because of this virus. Yeah, and it's really good. It's just they do it in the downstairs bar, so it's not in the big venue, so it's really close, really intimate. It is rammed out onto the street. Yeah, people are out on. Yeah, it's really hot and really sweaty, and you have to walk in with your guitar and excuse me, try and squeeze your amp in through people, and you just play. The sound check is pointless. You don't even fucking bother. You just plug in, turn everything up, and just go mental, and people just go with it for it's brilliant, the best thing ever.
Yeah, because the first time I played there, I played it upstairs in the big room, and then I think it might have been after. It might have been even the day after we did the out to lunch thing. I had another gig at Sandino's, and they did it downstairs, and it was amazing. I mean, kind of thought at first I was like, but it was absolutely amazing. And as you say, there were people in amongst me. They were in my face. You couldn't move. There was fucking beer flying everywhere. It was amazing.
Yeah. And then the nicest people, welcoming people.
Joe and Anne.
Yeah.
And then I did a show through in the smaller upstairs room once as well. That was quite a nice wee room. That's a good.
That's where we would normally play now. So you can put like 100 or 120 people in there, and you just sell it out, and it's nice, and it's it's a good gig then. And rather than going into the big room, which can hold, we've played in there a few times. You can get I don't know what the capacity is, but it's got to be 1,000 or 800 people, and it's too big for us. I prefer the smaller, tighter rooms. You know what I mean? And but we supported T Model Ford in there, in that big room.
Yeah,
he was
awesome, man.
So the last time he was in Ireland, we got to support. The guy said, "Just want to support T Model Ford." Fucking right. How much do you need? We don't need anything. We're coming to do it. We're coming to do it. And he was a real hound dog, man. He tried to chat up my wife, the bastard.
Between him and Ariel, they were walking danger.
We're in for the sound check, and he's sitting, and the Gravel Road boys are looking after him. They're his band, and they're sort of looking after him and whatever. And my wife, Janie, who's lovely and pretty and everything, and likes to wear short skirts and things like that. So she's standing at the bar, and he's just Googling there, like he's just the place is empty. There's no one in. The place isn't opened, and he goes, "Who's that?" And like, "This is my wife. Do you want to meet her?" And he says, "Oh yeah, yeah." Called her down, and you could literally see a physical fucking twinkle come into his eye when he was talking to a woman.
Oh, fantastic. Sandino's so many good, happy memories, and I hope there's plenty more to come from in there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm going to call it a day at that. Next week's episode 2 has got Andres Roots from Estonia is going to join me. And just watch the website. But thanks again, man, for joining us. I hope everybody's enjoyed themselves and enjoyed it. I've enjoyed myself. And it's been great to see you again, man.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, man, well, thank you. And hopefully we will see you again in person before too long.
Yeah.
So big hi to Chris and everybody over there, and we'll see you soon, man.
Same to Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Hope you're keeping well. See you soon.
Thanks, Andy. Cheers, man. Well. Thanks, everyone. And thanks again to Mr. Andy McGibbon. It's been awesome to see him. Remember, next week, same time, 8 p.m. UK time, my special guest on episode 2 is Mr. Andres Root.